Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Lionsbridge FC Soccer here on the peninsula in Newport News. It's been a rainy night here in Newport News as the rain started just before 5 o'clock when the gates were supposed to open, and the rain continued along with thunder and lightning, and that's postponed this game to an 8 o'clock start time, which is where we are right now. Now, with that in mind, we do have a little bit of a sloppier pitch tonight. It's going to be pretty wet. Now, you can't tell behind me, but up the field, closer to the sidelines, you'll be able to tell as we get this broadcast started that things are sloppier than normal tonight. But that's perfectly fine. Tonight's game, a friendly against DC United's U23 squad. They've come down from the DC metro area, and they'll be joining us for this friendly this evening. Other news in the USL League 2, Lionsbridge FC sits right in the middle of the table with 13 points. And the top 5 teams in the South Atlantic Division only separated by a total of 3. So still a lot of soccer to be played coming into the final third of the season. Lionsbridge FC trailing by 2 points with 13, like I said. They do have a big game coming up this Saturday night against NC Fusion. They're a team just a bit ahead of them with 14 points on the year, and that's a team they play twice between now and the end of the season. So still plenty of soccer to be played. Got another home game next Wednesday night against Virginia Beach United. That will conclude the Coastal Virginia Challenge Cup, sponsored by Langley Federal Credit Union. And then we've got one more home game beyond that the following week. So, like I said, lots of soccer to be played here at Pomoco. Thankfully, I think the weather's going to hold up tonight. Just a matter of how much longer it's going to be until the end of this contest, shooting for an end time of 10 o'clock. So we'll get this thing started and head up to the booth. I'm with Kevin Darcy. So, Kevin, welcome to the broadcast booth tonight. Finally getting started here, just short of the 8 o'clock hour here in Newport News. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
Man, doing great. Excited about the match tonight. Have DC United in town.
Should be a good evening. As I mentioned there in the opener, we've got a friendly contest tonight between DC United, the U23 squad, coming from the DMV area. We welcome them to Pomoco Stadium, just an hour behind schedule tonight, as we're supposed to get started just after the 7 o'clock hour. Here we are just shy of the 8 o'clock hour, and because we dealt with just a little bit of rain here this afternoon, Kevin, and for all that we've experienced today as far as the rain is concerned, the field doesn't look terrible.
I think it'll be fine. I mean, it's going to be a little soft in areas, but, depending on the style of play, we've been a little direct early in games, so I think we'll play through the air a bit in the first stage of the game, maybe even give the field a little more time to dry up, but I don't think you'll see a big effect. I guess we'll see.
We absolutely will see as we're about to get started here. National Anthem closing out in just a moment, but we'll talk about the way the pitch looks. In the middle of the field, things look pretty nice. Things look smooth. They look drier, being the key suffix there at the end of that word. On the corners and on the sides of the field, a little bit damp, a little bit sticky, a little bit sloppy, if you will. But that brings us to tonight's weather report, brought to you by Mosquito Joe's. Say goodbye to mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas with Mosquito Joe's effective mosquito control solutions. It's time to start enjoying your yard again. Satisfaction guaranteed. With Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again. 80 degrees here in Newport News, coming up on an 8 o'clock start time, and as this one cools off, it'll be about 76 degrees as we head out and home for the evening. As for our starting lineups, we'll start with the visitors. They'll have defenders Kingi, Akin Lesotho, Krim, and Trimble, in the backline. Midfielders Aquino, Guster, Wydell, and Cruz, and then the forward tonight, Gadet. In goal tonight, Ryan Troutman for DC United, the U23 squad. As for head coach Chris Walley's starters in the back line, it'll be Jonah Kagen, who had a key, wasn't an assist, unless you count hockey assists, it was an assist, but had a key ball in against, again on Saturday in our last contest. Had a key ball in that led to a goal in his first contest here with Lionsbridge FC. His back line will be Cooke, Gunderson, and Narker joining him, and Reimers will be in net tonight for Lionsbridge FC. Midfielders Matthew Lee, Ramsay, Hoffmann, and Militar, and the forwards Travis Cooke and Rene White. So those are your top 22 tonight, starting 11 on each side. Kevin, what are your keys to success as we get rolling here in the 8 o'clock hour?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how DC United comes out, being a MLS feeder program. Going to see if they come out and try to put their stamp on the game early. I'm guessing they're going to try to possess it, knock it around a bit, have some rhythm about the way they attempt to play the game. It's going to be interesting to see how we react if we can get hold of the ball early, keep it ourselves, but then, like we do in every game, try to put some balls in behind and get in some dangerous areas early to cause them some trouble.
So Lionsbridge FC will start the game with the ball. They'll be playing in the blue this evening. Blue tops, blue bottoms, white socks, and a variety of boots. Going right to left here in the opening half. Down on the wet side corner is Lee. DC United playing in the All Blacks this evening. Ball trickled in by Ramsay. Lionsbridge FC starting with possession and maintaining it over to Kagen on the far side. Kagen sends a beautiful ball in and just punched away by the keeper, Troutman. Gunderson now with it. Onward to Narker. Narker settles and gives it up to Cooke, and Cooke will start the offense from there. Good tackle, no call. And it seems like the name of the game tonight, for now at least for DC United, is going to be patience, Kevin.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to pick our spots to play direct, but, to keep it and make good choices. Try to play through midfield. We got Dan Hoffmann in midfield, a youngster here, getting his first action that I've seen this year. No better time to do it here in a reserve match, and hopefully he can help to set the tempo and make things happen through midfield for Lionsbridge.
No problem there for Troutman. A lot of new faces to the lineup tonight. Kagen, a relatively newer face. Narker's the first time he's played in a while. I think his last contest was against Virginia Beach United earlier in the season. Militar mainstay. Hoffmann, Ramsay, and Lee reserves, along with Travis Cooke. Normally comes off the bench for this team. Getting the go tonight. Lots of subs as well. In a game that you can call an exhibition, you can call it a friendly, a tune-up if you will. Whatever you want to call it. Rules are a little bit different than normal USL 2 rules. Open substitutions tonight, from my understanding, and I don't understand why you wouldn't have open substitutions with as many guys as Chris Wally's got on his bench tonight. Militar forward, finds White, and sliding safely is Troutman.
Yeah, Rob, I always laugh when they call it a friendly, although I know we call it a friendly. I mean, these players are playing for their place in the squad. They hope to move up to the first team. They're going to get stuck in. There's not going to be a whole bunch of friendliness about it. I think you're going to see some passion, and you better see passion from guys who are trying to work their way up the depth chart.
Absolutely. Settling in is DC United. No foul called. In fact, they'll play the advantage. Here comes a chance for White. White shoots wide left.
What a nice opportunity there for one ball about 35 yards out, and a quick counter. White had a chance. Probably should have done a little better with that. That's any indication the referees may let the game play a bit. It looked like we got into him a bit there, but beneficiary of getting possession and getting a chance to go to goal.
Troutman restarts. Dangerous play. Now forward go the visitors, and a little bit of a tackle there by 68 Gadet. Odd number for soccer there, Kevin.
Yeah, but you see more of that these days. I think you see a lot of players who have gone away from the traditional numbers and like to identify themselves with a number that they can make a mark in. But that's definitely a high one. More of a football number.
Truly.
Americano football.
Certainly not the size of a lineman. I do see a couple of errant numbers, 97 out there as well. I was looking at my score sheet, putting my lineups down to get started, and I thought they were misprints. Thought maybe a 6. No, wait, is he 6 or 8? No, he's just 68.
I guess once we see them play and their impact on the game, we might also think they were misprints or misplaced. I don't know. Or maybe impactful. Time will tell.
Who's to say, really? 5 minutes into the game, Lionsbridge FC and DC United here in an exhibition match here in Newport News.
Doesn't look to be much of an issue with the footing at this point.
So far, so good. And I would imagine, Kevin, as this one gets started, that we'd be playing the field a little more narrow than it already is, just to avoid those slippery spots on the outsides. Gunderson now settles. Good head on the ball, but ultimately in the hands of Troutman. Now forward and no foul called. Assistant referee calling a foul on DC United, so it'll be a free kick for Reimers here. Ball up and around and out of play, and players seem to be a little more careful down in the sludge. Now forward to White. White's got to settle on the 18. He does. He's got 2 in front of him. Passes off to the outside. That's Matthew Lee. Lee slips up and loses it.
A bit unlucky there. Slipped a bit.
touch.
Looked like he was going to take that guy on and maybe get the byline and get a service in, but lost his footing, and goal kick coming the other way.
Now taking it, Josh Cruz. So trying to get oriented with how these teams are shaped on the field.
It looks like, Rob, that, Lionsbridge is in there. Traditional 4-4-2, playing with 2 central players. DC United looks like they're playing with a little bit of a higher forward, maybe a second forward dropped in, gives the look of a 3-man middle to the field. As you know, defensively, the shape's significantly different than on the attack, or at least it should be. So we'll see how it plays out.
One would imagine. Corner kick coming for Lionsbridge in one of the more saturated parts of the field. Ball established by Militar. Militar's got a short stance. puts that one in the air, and it's powerful and punched away. Seems to be the go-to move for our fighter in goal today. Here comes another chance for Lionsbridge. A little bit of miscommunication there, it seems, between Ramsay and Lee. And a turnover.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to try to play a double pass off Daniel Hoffmann. Daniel kind of let it run. You know, again, when you play in a reserve game, you got some different faces in the lineup. The coordination, the ability to partner and play off each other may take a little time.
Ball bouncing around and kicked out of play for a corner kick for the men in black. Saw Cadet down there. Puts the ball up and headed away by Derek Cooke. About 12 minutes into the contest. 0-0 our score here in Newport News. And in Kagen's second game, he's our player to watch tonight. Jonah Kagen out of Cornell, hometown Savannah, Georgia. Fresh age of 19 years old, made an impact in his first game on Saturday against Tobacco Road. And looking to continue to make a difference in this lineup. Tonight's player to watch brought to you by Nike. Nike is the official uniform provider of Lionsbridge FC. So that ball's up in the air, headed up over the goalpost and into the beer tent. Nike's, go to Nike.com to check out the Nike styles for the soccer player in your home. Again, that's Nike.com. Nike, just do it.
Yeah, I like what Kagen brought to the game last game. He's a real high-energy player. He started out as the outside back in the first segment of the game last week, moved into the midfield. I really liked him in the advance role. He seemed more comfortable. He could let it kind of all hang out. He could use his pace to get forward, to put the back line under pressure. Actually was part of one of the later goals last match, and I think he's, I agree, a guy to watch tonight.
Now another chance for Lionsbridge FC. White's going to have to hustle. Puts a shot in. And out of play it goes for a deep throw in. Might be beneficial for the Bridge down there anyway. Want to take it, Luke Narker. All but Gunderson, Kagen, and Cooke are back. And they're going to be needed here on this counterattack. That ball forward, and turning on the Jets is Cadet. Cooke is there with Cadet. And now it's a 1-on-2 situation. Cadet's going to have to travel quite a bit to get that ball. Throws in the cross. Cleared away by Gunderson. Now come the other way. Good touch by Lee. Lee wanted White to come and get it. And the ball quickly goes back into play. A lot of back and forth action here through the first portion of the game. Still 75 minutes of soccer left to play. This one slows down the pace. Now a chance for White. White's going to touch back to Cooke. Cooke gives it up to Lee. Lee's got a wide open chance. Gives it back to Cooke, and Cooke with his left puts it into the box, and it gets booted away.
That's a good build-up. You know, built some numbers into the attack. You know, end up having 7-8 players, 35 yards and in, giving some real good options and close support to the guy on the ball.
Certainly through the first 15 minutes, Lionsbridge FC has had the better chances, although it also seems through the first bit that these visitors are a bit quick.
Yeah, crafty players. You know, again, they're trying to keep the ball, trying to get a real style of play going here in possession and rhythm, and you know, we'll see how it all kind of meshes together. We've picked and chose our spots, been a bit direct, kept it at times. Contrasting styles, and you know, time is going to tell what's going to win out.
You'd like to win for the fans at home, but between now and the end of the season, if there is a game to lose, it may be now. That shot in is wide right. Back to the concept here. You know, a lot of important soccer to be played between now and the end of the season. And I think more important than anything else tonight, you know, you want to get the result, obviously, but I think more than anything, if we were to ask head coach Chris Wally, would you rather win or get better tonight, you'd say, why not both? But if you had to pick one, which would you choose? I think it's wide open. You'd rather get better tonight.
I think he's really searching for impact guys that can come in and really give a lift to the team. You know, he's got a pretty set lineup that's been in place over the matches that I've seen here anyway, so maybe there's a couple of these guys that bring new energy and can enhance the game and impact it going forward, so they'll show that tonight or not.
It's not like this is a reserves team either they're playing against. It's a group of very good athletes and soccer players playing at the highest level. Ball slowed down. Militar on the far side near the beaches.
Anytime you play for an MLS organization such as DC United, you know, you've got a youth system that's in the USDA Academy, so you've got a pathway to, you know, high-level soccer there. Identification system. You have the U23s directly under the MLS club. So, you know, you're really a call up away from an opportunity. Take advantage of these. The staff of this team, the U23s, is talking continuously to the MLS club, you know, really giving them good feedback on what players maybe should be in contention to become a part of the top team eventually.
I mean, that's certainly the hope for anybody on that field tonight. This DC United squad here just like you said, a call away from playing at Audi Field.
Yep, a little tougher nowadays. That DC United's first team is very strong. You know, getting good results last year, this year, bringing in Rene. Last year really changed things for them, and a lot of good young talent surrounding them.
Ball forward. There goes Kagen. Kagen slips and falls, but wins the throw. Sweet touch that ball into the net and kicked away by the defender. Comes another chance and back away for another deep throw in. So tide's turning, and you know, I'm surprised those throw-ins are coming so far up the field. Guess that's where everybody is. A little closer to the 18 than the baseline.
Yep.
One good ball will get there, and there is a pretty good ball, an opportunity for DC United and Gadet. Gadet slows down. looking for someone to give it to, and Bankura is not there. A turnover, and the men in blue stripes have it. Open subs tonight means Lionsbridge reserves already getting loose 20 minutes into the ball game. Bit of a tackle there by Gadet.
A little surprised he didn't play on there. I mean, he's played on a bunch of times. We had a ball on a spot, we could have advanced it, but yeah, maybe he just wanted to stop things before it goes too far.
And I think both Gadet and I think it was number 16 down there, Ramsay, that went down. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think it might have been Daniel Hoffmann, 26.
Looking at it, I think you might be right. Saw the 6. Either way, Gadet knew and instantly knew that it was a foul.
Either way, he's got a knock on his ankle.
Probably wear shin guards, right?
Not the old school ones, you know, with the ankle protectors. Players nowadays go with the minimum, you know, just a little bit to be legal.
Ball forward, and now there's Hoffmann. Hoffmann wins it for the bridge. Now kicks it back up to Narker. Narker now pushes it in. Shot off the left, wide right. They think they got a touch. Nobody says they did. And Troutman escapes the danger for the moment.
Another good build-up by Lionsbridge. They're getting their outside backs into the attack, and an overlap by Narker that time. Got himself all the way into the final third. Picked his head up, was patient, found the central player who had a go on goal. Well done.
Looking at that one again, close call. I think the officials did get it right, but no touch. We carry on. 0-0 still our score here in Newport News on a evening that was not just rainy, but stormy.
Pretty harsh thunder and lightning, huh?
Pretty nasty there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Between about 4:30 and about 5, 6 o'clock. Just a lot of rain, a lot of lightning, just a lot of storm coming through here. And surprisingly, you can't tell comparatively that the field just 2 hours ago was virtually underwater. So shout out to the crews here getting this field ready to play on. Foul there called, I think that one was on Derek Cooke. Cooke, the CNU product.
Cooke never wanted to shy away from contact. He's a bit of an enforcer, and he's got a body to do so, and doesn't mind to get stuck in.
Speaking of enforcers, there goes Ivan Militar. Militar playing with his arms close to his chest. He's just trying to keep that captain's armband from coming loose.
He's dangling.
Throwing to come from the ball boy. He'll throw it in. Matthew Lee will come and retry. Lee now tucks around in the corner. A chance for a very tall Travis Cooke to use his head. Able to corral. It clears. The outside, Militar to Kagen. That ball's spinning like a dreidel. Finally gets pushed onward and out of play. If you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in live in Newport News, Virginia. Here on the peninsula. As far east as one can go. Around the midfield goes 20 Weidel. Cooke wins the ball. Referee says play on. He'll give it on to Militar. See Travis Cooke looking for it. They'll give it to White. White's got to hustle. White does. White's got to win it and won't win it, and instead, in frustration, he'll push down his man Kingi for the foul and the kick from Troutman.
Again, a good build-up. Got him behind there. Had a good chance to get onto goal. He didn't get in, but he fouled, took a chance. Not a bad place to take a shot of fouling and maybe getting away with it. They're 95 yards from goal to restart, so no harm done.
50-50 ball won by the Bridge. Last year these two squads played. Travis Cooke put two balls in the net. Final score a year ago between these squads, Lionsbridge took care of business and won 4-1 in the friendly. First couple substitutions for the night. See if we can get word on who is coming in. Gussler will come in for number 21, Aquino. As will Moore and Benavides. So number 11, Liam Moore into the contest. And number 6-1, Benavides. Onward to Narker. Narker's got runners. Just a foot away from Travis Cooke. Lee will leave it for Narker. Narker settles. Back to Lee. Lee playing with two guys, and he gets by both of them. He's going to try to do it himself. Lee on the 18 puts it over the bar.
Fabulous job to get himself out of a tight spot. He got himself on to goal there. Just, I think, was a little antsy to take that quicker than he needed to. Just played it over to goal. Great camera angles tonight from Mike and Julian Santamoro. Skeletal crew this evening, the Santamoros, Austin Gregory and John Rector on hand tonight. Kevin Darcy, Rob Smith here in the booth with you. Of course, our friends over at Cox Cable. Ball lofted all the way across the field. Good touch by Lee. Lee will give it up. That's Narker. Narker inside the box, puts it in, off the head, and they score! Travis Cooke for the Bridge. 1-0 LBFC.
All started with Derek Cooke with a long diagonal ball out of the center back spot to Narker, who played a nice ball into the other Cooke, Travis Cooke, for a great header.
So Travis Cooke sends the fans home with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, the official jersey sponsor for Lionsbridge FC. Let's watch it one more time. Ball up by Narker, off the head of Travis Cooke. Use your head, big fella. It's in the net, and they take a 1-0 lead here. The fans ecstatic about that. Every time Lionsbridge FC scores on a header, fans here at Pomoco go home with a coupon for a free breakfast sandwich. What better way to celebrate a win than with Chick-fil-A? Eat more chicken. It was all about Lee, Narker, and Cooke right there.
Absolutely. I mean, the diagonal ball just kind of stretched the defense, provides gaps into a zonal defense for
Lionsbridge to take advantage of, but you know, it was a great early ball, and then just could build up from there. Pretty easy header, all said and done, but got himself in the right spot and got it done, got it finished.
It only took about 90 minutes from when the game was supposed to start to see our first goal, and we still conveniently have another 60 minutes left of soccer. Hey, I think it was Lou Gehrig who once said, it gets late early out here.
Yeah, what a player that guy was, huh?
Ball opportunity here from United. Another chance, a save made. Now Narker makes the kick out and clears, and the crowd goes wild. So Narker gets the assist on the offensive play, and then he gets a defensive assist there and helps Reimers out.
Good to see local product Reimers get some action. You know, he came out and disrupted that just enough to allow his defender to get back into play and clear it out of bounds.
Key cleared by Narker. In the running for our defensive play of the game there, brought to you by Financial Security Group.
This game's pretty wide open, Rob. I like the tempo. I like the fact that it's back and forth. Both teams are just really trying to attack, not sitting in, not trying to do an overabundance of defending, letting it all hang out and make for an exciting match to watch.
I mean, as you said earlier, may not be too friendly on the field, but it's certainly a friendly in the bleachers tonight.
Absolutely, as it always is here.
Not sure what the attendance numbers have been so far this year, but what I can tell you is that they've been good.
Feel like it. Atmosphere has been good. It's been loud. Been supportive, especially as Lionsbridge scores goals, man. It really ramps things up.
I was just about to say there, I mean, even after what has been a wet night, humid day, still have a good number of fans out here for tonight's contest. Certainly says a lot.
Great support. And people are excited to see a DC United affiliate into town.
Lionsbridge can pick up some momentum and take that momentum into Saturday's game against NC Fusion.
That's a big match, huh, Rob?
Might say that, at least at this point in time, might be the biggest match on the year for now. Good tackle there by Gunderson. Still got it after 30 some odd years.
It's a great tackle. Actually got a little two-footer in there. He didn't show his cleats, not too high anyway. Kind of got away with it, but made no doubt he was going to win that ball.
Couple more subs here from United. Trying to get their guys some playing time. Continue to get into the later stages of the opening half. Start talking about the USL League 2 standings. No games of substance tonight in the South Atlantic Division. So everybody has the night off as far as the USL 2 is concerned. Now get this, Kevin. There's another chance there for Reimers. That one's poked over everything and a missed chance for DC United.
Well, we got away with one there, Rob. That was quite an easy chance, only about 8 yards out on a nice ball laid back to an oncoming midfielder who leaned himself back and put it way up over the goal.
Tic-tac-toe passing, just not able to run the cross in. Back to the standings here, Kevin. In the Eastern Conference, got 3 divisions. Northeast Division, Mid-Atlantic, South Atlantic. Lionsbridge FC in the South Atlantic Division currently sits in 4th place, down by 2 points. And we mentioned that at the start of the broadcast tonight. Northeast Division, difference between top and bottom, 18 points. Mid-Atlantic Division between top and bottom, 20 points. South Atlantic Division between the top and the bottom, only 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, the games we've seen here at home, every game has been tight. I think we've spoke about Lionsbridge being a better team each game. From what I've seen from the booth, I mean, we've had the chances, we've had the rhythm, we've had the possession. A couple games did not go the way that, you know, the home fans would have hoped, but that's soccer for you. It's not always just, you know, you got to keep plugging and find ways to get the result. But, you know, certainly the play on the field has been good. I think it's been better than the opponents, and I think they're primed for a run at that number 1 spot in the division.
The only one other division in the entire country should be the Northwest Division in the Western Conference. It has a top to bottom as tight, and it's 9 points in the Northwest, but only 6 teams. So add an extra team, take away a point, and you've got that top to bottom North Carolina FC U23 with 15 points on the year. Tri-Cities with 14, NC Fusion with 14, then sit the Bridge with 13, Virginia Beach United with 12, Wake FC with 11, and Tobacco Road, the bottom of the table, with 7.
Certainly makes it more interesting when we got parity in the division.
And looking at things, see a 5-5 record, a 4-4 record, another 4-4 and 1 record. Everybody's just about even. Just about who's played more games at this point, really. A little too early to start running playoff scenarios, but certainly as we get through the next week or so, we'll be able to get a better idea for what needs to happen for each team to make the playoffs and to get where they want to be. It's official not having it with the free kick, and they'll keep moving it all the way back. Travis Cooke now waiting for it in the box amongst his friends. One of them being number 24, I believe that's James Ellis.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Rob. It's a little early to go too hard at plotting out, you know, what things are going to look like come playoff time. But, you know, I do think there's a pathway to the playoffs, and, you know, I'm sure Coach Wally has an idea of how he sees things playing out and what number of points really gets you into position, and is gearing toward those. I'm sure he's sharing that with his team.
I mean, I'm one to look ahead. I know that head coach Chris Wally and his coaching staff likely just focusing on the Fusion on Saturday. However, I am one to look ahead, and really point blank, you'd like to see the Bridge win out, but even if that were to be the case, they'd still need a little bit of help from Tri-Cities FC in order to be the top team in the division.
Yeah, well, you know, you always control your own destiny when you're only a couple points out. And, you know, I know that, you know, if your goal is to make the playoffs, then you better have a plan. You better have an understanding what it's going to take to get there. Not at the expense that you lose sight of the next game up, because you have to take care of things in succession. But, you know, you definitely, if your goal is to be a playoff team, make a run at the, you know, in the playoffs, then, you know, you got to have that planned out.
In the back half of the year, teams like Tri-Cities FC have played almost the entirety of their home games already. And Tri-Cities sits near the top of the division with the fewest games played. They're in second place with 14 points in 7 games. Just behind North Carolina FC U23 with 15 points in 10 games. So, you know, Tri-Cities plays 3 more games. I would assume they end up with more than 15 points through 10. So really they're the team that controls their own destiny, and everybody else trucking behind. Like I said, with that, Tri-Cities, 6 of their last 7 games are on the road.
It's a tough way to finish.
Certainly made the most of their home games, however. The Bridge are fortunate. They have the majority of their final few games at home as they started their season on the road. Offsides there, the call. So many subs, I'm starting to lose track of who's who.
I think that sets up well. I mean, having the majority at home coming up, I mean, you control your own destiny. If you're a good enough team to make the playoffs and good enough team to impact the playoffs, then you got to just win those home games. You know, it's sitting there for you. Generally, the better team is going to win out, you know, especially in critical matches. And, you know, again, I think it sets up well for the Lionsbridge team to play at home. And, you know, hopefully for the home fans, they'll come out and take care of business.
Lionsbridge FC with their next game, as we've mentioned, on Saturday against the NC Fusion. Then they will play a game next Wednesday. They'll have a Saturday off, and then they'll play on July 3rd.
Fireworks coming on July 3rd, huh?
Yes, they are. You know, I had it backwards the other way around. Virginia Beach United is next Wednesday. Tri-Cities FC is on July 3rd with an away game between the two on June 29th. And then they will close out the season on the road at NC Fusion. So 4 more home games after tonight. Kevin, can you believe it's already been 6?
Hard to believe. You know, time flies. The older you get, Rob, the faster time goes. So you've got a little time ahead of you. Mine's
just a touch.
Running a little shorter.
Just a touch. Only got like 3 or 4 gray hairs, right, Kevin?
I don't know. I got a few more than that.
That's what coaching does to you.
Yeah, we'll call it experience, huh?
Wisdom. 41 minutes into the contest, heading into the 42nd, because that's how time works. 1-0 our contest. Goal came in the 27th from Travis Cooke, the assist from Luke Narker, and a little bit of help from Matt Lee. Travis Cooke just has his way with this DC United group. That's 3 goals in 2 games. Bouncing around Travis Cooke. Travis Cooke went down on kind of awkward. They got the call. Slow to get up, and certainly that's one of the bigger concerns about playing on a sloppy field. Is it firm enough to avoid injury? And I think it is. I spent a good amount of time down there. It is squishy. Some might say, is it spongy? A little bit, but it's still firm enough, I think, to maintain ligaments.
Yeah, injury is a crazy thing. You can get injured stepping off your curb or stepping down a step, you know. You just never know.
Just a few minutes to halftime. Do want to mention as we head into halftime, a shorter halftime tonight at Pomoco. However, we've got some bills to pay, so we'll be taking a 15-minute break with Cox. And you'll return back to action here a few minutes into the second half if you're watching on Cox YurView. Now, if you want to alleviate that problem, you can head over to Facebook Live and join us there. Or you can go to the USL League 2 site and join us there as well. We'll be back in action right as the second half starts. But for those of you on Cox YurView, when you return with us, we'll be a little bit into the second half by then. So make sure everybody's on the same page. Looks like a little bit of a handy. Fingers from number 5, Akin Lasota.
Caught a little bit of a break there. Definitely a handball, but the referee decided to let him play on. He took a touch, and then he took a heavy touch to lose the ball, and the referee pulled it back anyway and gave him the free kick. So he should be thanking the referee as we speak. We'll see if he makes good on this chance.
So they'll move the wall back. Trimble will join them. Ramsay set to take it. Ramsay and I think that's Kagen. I can't tell. A pod of players on the 18. That ball up and punched away. And does the punch have anything to do with the weather tonight, Kevin?
That ball looked to be knuckling a bit, coming his way, and sometimes goalkeepers kind of opt just to rid themselves of any danger when it's not taking a real clear path into them. And, you know, could be a little bit of the wetness or the slipperiness of the ball, but I think that one just had a little wiggle and bend on it.
Well, moving forward here for DC United on the far side is Trimble asking for it. He's wide open, although I would recommend making maybe a run to the goal. Not going to do a whole bunch on that far side of the field, and I think his teammates know that. That's just about shy of the beach where the ocean meets. Now forward goes Lee. Lee and White will be there. Joining is Travis Cooke. Lee's going to try to do it himself. He goes towards the baseline. That ball gets cleared out of play for a goal kick coming from Troutman.
Well played by the defender. Defender has a lot of pace and athleticism. He kind of showed him to his left, and immediately when he touched it there, he just guessed it and got to the spot a bit quicker than the Lionsbridge attacker.
And the official calls half, no extra time tonight, so we'll head into the break. 1-0 our score off the head of Travis Cooke. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching Lionsbridge FC Soccer here at Pomoco Stadium. All right, so we'll be back on normal right at the beginning of the half, so it's shorter, like 10 minutes to you. And welcome back to action here in the second half. Newport News, Virginia, the site for tonight's contest, and got the hiccups. That is just thrilling. Turned into an otherwise beautiful night in Newport News as the sun is set, the clouds have cleared, a goal has been scored, so there's not a whole lot of pressure at the moment. Maybe a little bit for Reimers in net. And the fans return to their seats as we get back in action here for the second half. DC United going right to left here in the second half. Kevin Darcy will join us in just a moment. Lionsbridge FC going left to right towards the these hiccups, man. Towards the south end zone. Had to figure that out. Geography was never my forte. Kevin Darcy back on the broadcast. The cardiac kid hustling back into the booth.
There you go, man. Top speed is at 1 mile per hour. Nevertheless, I'm here.
Second half of action here in Newport News. Felt like a pretty quick first half there, Kevin. We're right on time of the 9 o'clock hour, which means we'll have plenty of time for post game at this rate. Offsides the call. Ball ended up in the back of the net, but fans realized pretty quickly that the whistle blew, no goal.
Yeah, I think it was good first half. I mean, the guys, both teams tried to play. You know, they tried to be creative, tried to be real offensive minded, which makes pleasurable to watch, makes things move faster than a slow down defensive battle. So I was glad to see that, and I agree with you, man. It moved along pretty quick.
No complaints here. Ball bouncing around in a game that has been played, for the most part, right up the middle of the field. You can tell me that's not intentional, but I would not believe you. Of course, as soon as I say that, ball ends up in the corner. A chance for Reimers. And just over the net. I believe that was 97 Bencura. Couldn't quite finish it.
A good chance there. Just need to get on top of that header for Lionsbridge's sake. I think everyone's glad he did not, but it was sitting on a bit of a platter for him. Just didn't make the best of it.
And tonight's halftime break, as we're coming out of it, brought to you by Lidl. Lidl is committed to providing customers the highest quality products at the lowest possible prices. Their everyday assortment features award-winning products and unique specialty items. Lidl also stands by its quality with its Lidl Love It guarantee. So be sure to check out Lidl today, the official grocery store of Lionsbridge FC. Kevin, it's so humid tonight that my notes are starting to get damp.
Just the reason why I didn't bring any notes with me, Rob. Kept it real simple, you know.
Oh, is that
everything in memory.
Is
right
that why?
here. That's right. That's good. Yeah, I got some simple notes here on thick paper.
Is that what they call them?
Card stock, I think it is. More rigid.
Subs in for Lionsbridge FC. Jacquel into the game. It's the most notable.
It's like a goalkeeper change for Lionsbridge.
Is a keeper's change as well. So Garbuio into the game here from Appalachian State. The 21-year-old from Logan, Utah plays at Appalachian State and in goal for the second half. Gunderson on the far side. little bit of an aggressive play there by Narker. And the foul is going the other way.
Not so sure about that one. I don't think Lionsbridge will argue the call, but looked to me as if Lionsbridge defender Narker kind of got into the guy. A little bit awkward. Maybe slipped a bit, ended up into his back and down in a heap.
So after all is said and done, they will call it on Narker. It looked like originally the call went the other way there, Kevin.
Yeah, I think the official in the middle of the field saw it differently, but kudos to him. You know, he checked out with his AR, and I didn't need the VAR, but he did check out with the AR and confirmed it was the other team's ball, DC United.
Our VAR tonight, John Rector downstairs. Now an opportunity for DC United, Lionsbridge stymies the chance. And now finally cleared, and I do want to take this brief moment in action before the counterattack to welcome back our viewers on Cox Your View. And the fans not happy with the offsides call, but Kevin, I think he absolutely was offsides, just a touch.
Yeah, it was close. It's a great ball, diagonal ball played. Unfortunately, like you said, just offside.
And another chance, shot in and goal for Lionsbridge FC. Who is that? Number 24? No, that's 14. Travis Cooke, once again. A little bit of mud on his jersey. I couldn't quite tell who it was. Cooke emerges from the group for his second of the day.
Great sequence to get him into that spot, and I got to say, Cooke really showed some composure. I thought he was going to slash at it left-footed, but he took his time. He turned his body, almost a pirouette per se, and struck it home.
So Cooke, for the second time today, lights the lamp. Wrong sport. That's hockey.
That's all right. Hey, it's lit as far as I'm concerned.
It is lit here in Newport News. 2-0 our score.
It is no problem with different sport references, man. We're all around athletes here, Rob.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Just got to make sure I'm broadcasting the right sport out here as the fans going rowdy for the bridge. Now I guess the real question is, you think Cooke is going to try to make an attempt at the hat trick?
I think he's going to make an attempt at it. I think the question is going to be, how long does he stay on in the game? You know, we got several subs probably waiting and anticipating their opportunity.
I'd say give him a couple more minutes. Hat trick, one of my favorite sports terms. Shot in, save, another chance. Another shot, another save. Point blank and calling on it. Caleb, he's making the save. 1, 2, then 3. Keeps this one a clean sheet for the boys in blue.
I thought the first save was not very well attempted by the attacking player, but the second save was excellent. Attacking player tried to slide it down past his left foot, and keeper was up to the task.
Travis Cooke wins the ball back for his boys. Good touch there by 20 Wydell. Garbuio in goal now. You know, Kevin, we're talking about the fireworks to come on July 3rd. Actually, fireworks coming here on Saturday after the game against NC Fusion. Foul there called on Cooke, and Cooke will certainly get a yellow, and there it is. Still writhing in pain is the defender. Ball back forward. Settling it on the far side, 16 Ramsay. Ramsay is new to the roster as well. Cooke might have been offside, so he'll touch it down, and apparently it was on. Here comes a chance, a shot in, wide left.
So he's going to give it back to Cooke. Cooke had laid it off and then opened himself back up. Maybe a ball back in his path would have gave him just what you were talking about, Rob, a chance for his third and hat trick.
Would be his third goal tonight and fifth against this DC United group.
I think he likes playing against DC United.
Give that man a contract. DC United could benefit from the offensive Cooke. It seems, at least tonight. Here in 3 halves, some change. Just shy of 2 complete games between these two programs. An aggregate score difference of 6-1. Now I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, but
yeah, I think it means 6-1.
this Lionsbridge team certainly plays well at home against a team that the fans want to see come in. Certainly performing and showing soccer belongs here. Oh, one of the things I noticed, Kevin, talking about soccer and how it belongs in this area, is looking at the ratings from the Women's World Cup. As far as top cities watching the World Cup in the United States, the opener, that 13-0 routing of Thailand, 3 of those top cities were in the D.C. metro or Virginia area, being, I think, D.C., Richmond, and Norfolk.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't see those ratings, but it doesn't surprise me. You know, what a great market we live in.
Certainly, this area, one teeming with soccer fans, soccer players, soccer talent, soccer community. And we talk so frequently about the opportunities we have to grow the game. Tonight, certainly a large one, as Lionsbridge FC /tickets saw traffic enough for 1,500 tickets tonight at the very least. And I'm not sure all of those tickets were even used tonight because of the weather, so I would imagine they'd be coming back another night, maybe when there's fireworks, say Saturday.
Hopefully so. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice Saturday.
Saturday's game a little bit more necessary in the season of Lionsbridge FC, so it's got to be played. Forward go the bridge, then ricocheted back. Lionsbridge has also maintained possession for quite a bit of this game. There goes Lionsbridge. Cooke wants it. Cooke's going to get it. Cooke's had an opportunity. He shoots, and he scores! Travis Cooke with the hat trick. 1, 2, 3.
Rob, you called it. You called it earlier, and you certainly made a nice call on it just then. It's a good finish. Very composed, you know, out ahead of the field a bit there. Had some time to really take a look and pick a spot, and did so.
Travis Cooke having the number of DC United. That is his 5th goal in 2 games against this team. 3rd tonight. And a tip of the cap to you, Mr. Cooke. Call it a night. He'll trot off the field, and I was about to say about 7 or so minutes ago when you mentioned you think he's going to get the chance for a third. Said, I don't know how much longer he's going to play. I almost said, I think it might be around the 60-minute mark that he comes out. And would you look at that, we're about 60 minutes into this contest.
Right on cue.
And Travis Cooke calling it a night.
That's quite an efficient night, huh? 60 minutes to go every 20 minutes on the average, if I'm doing my math right, which is questionable at times, but.
I believe it was the 27th, the 59th, and between the two, I think it was the 48th minute. Don't quote me on that second one. And here come the subs in drove. So Chris Wally, the pretty sizable lead in hand, going to start putting some guys in to make a difference, make a name for themselves. Try to win a spot on Saturday's roster. I see Sebastian Gunbeyi. Gunbeyi, another name that scored a goal last year against this team. And there's a yellow card. I'm not sure who that is down there. 23, 22. 23, that's Sam Bacon, fresh into the game, and Bacon gets crisped for a second. Not sure what the yellow card was for, and to be frank, I don't know if we'll ever get the explanation. All good in the neighborhood, though. Charlie Ferguson into this game as well. And the Cookes are out of this one. So Ferguson in for Derek Cooke. And Gunbeyi in for Travis Cooke.
Solid performance by both Cookes. I thought Derek really did his part, organizing the back line and playing beside Jamie Gunderson and keeping things tight. Certainly not conceding a goal, which is very important in the grand scheme of things.
And I could be wrong, although there aren't very many games to compare this to, but I'm pretty sure that's the first hat trick in Lionsbridge FC history. Moving forward, a shot in, up over the net, and into the netting behind the cage. And on cue, 63 minutes in the contest, here comes the wave. Many have scored one. A few have scored two. Only Travis Cooke, to my knowledge, has scored 3 for this team.
Maybe we can confirm that by next broadcast, huh?
We'll be able to confirm it by the end of the night.
All right, let's go.
I get my stats guys on it. A wide crew of people behind us that do all the hard work, the heavy lifting, if you will. Ball to the outside. Sant'Ana, Sant'Ana down there. Big roster for LBFC tonight. Narker, Militar, Gunderson, Cooke, White, Ramsay, Lee, Kagen, Cooke, and Hoffmann all starting alongside Reimers. Coming to the second half, Garbuio. Gamphy's been entered. Not sure if James Ellis is back in there yet. Let's see him out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Patrick Gamphy's recently made an entrance in the conversation. Ball headed out of play. I still see Jamie Gunderson rocking and rolling. Looks like the muddiest guy out there on the field.
Yeah, he's one to share slide tackles. Getting stuck in.
Plenty of shots. And looks like Troutman is also called it a night. In goal for the visitors, 79, William Howard. We're past the 9 o'clock hour. This is the latest we've ever gone into a broadcast here, Kevin. The 8 o'clock start time gets us into late night Lions.
Late night Lions. Hopefully our vehicles don't turn into a pumpkin, huh?
You know, I think we'll be home by midnight. Got a curfew, right?
I certainly do.
Another substitution. There's James Ellis. And if you're thinking, James Ellis, that sounds like a familiar name. It absolutely is. James Ellis played previously this season on, I believe it was North Carolina FC, the U23 squad, and has made a mid-season move to Lionsbridge FC. Recently signed to the roster this week. Now, I haven't had the chance to catch up with James Ellis on why the change, but he did play with this team last summer. Started the year this year with NCFC, and he has been welcomed back with open arms, at least for tonight's contest.
He's back in the mix.
Aggressive tackling, he knew it. He put his hand up in apology. He's going to go check on the man he tackled. And he knew right away that that was going to be a foul. And as they tend to him, we'll take a quick break. This injury stoppage is brought to you by Riverside Sports Medicine. Riverside Sports Medicine offers comprehensive medical services, including primary care, sports medicine, orthopedic surgery, sports physical therapy, athletic training, and as the Peninsula's premier sports medicine provider, the entire sports medicine team is focused on helping you stay active and keeping you in the game. Back around there goes Ellis. Ellis slams on the brakes, and they progress forward. Comes another chance. That's Gunbeyi. Gunbeyi passes it in and cleared. Another man goes down. The official.
It's definitely a foul. I don't know how he plays on there.
Peanut Gallery in front of us certainly agrees with you, Kevin, but
Yeah. All for letting things play on, but not the expense of a play being killed dead and nothing for it.
tell us how you really feel. Sounds like Coach Kevin is starting to make his way through the cracks.
Getting into it, Rob.
Just a little bit. 69 minutes into the contest. We've had a nice evening for soccer.
Yeah, it's turned out great.
Humidity's doing really great things for my skin. A nice soft face, no wrinkles. $20 minutes and change to go in this contest. Tonight's score: DC United 0, Lionsbridge SC 0, Travis Cooke 3. So the man behind the curtain came through with the stats I was looking for. Like I said, many have scored one. We don't have the time to get into who all has scored for Lionsbridge FC as another man tries to add his name to that list. An opportunity there for 16, Oscar Ramsay. A shot in and saved. Coming forward is Ellis. Ellis slides. And the wet field allows him to continue past the defender.
Cracked that pretty good from about 25 yards out.
So last year, Lionsbridge had 4 different guys score twice. Jalen Brown did it. I'll make it 5. Jalen Brown did it for Tia Muntz. Travis Cooke did it against this team last year. Tom Devitt did it once. And James Ellis last year did it once. So quite a number of guys in the first season to score 2. Luke Brown also just a few days ago scoring 2. We just had this conversation. You think they're going to score a 3rd. Luke Brown couldn't finish the deal, but Travis Cooke certainly did.
Tell you, impressive game by Luke Brown last game. He really put a stamp on that in multiple ways, not only scoring a couple goals, but being a part of other offensive onslaughts in that match.
For Tia Muntz, a name I haven't seen in a while. I wonder what he's doing these days. Certainly a midfielder that Lionsbridge FC was certainly happy to have. He commanded the middle of the field in the 2018 season. Much like Reimers does, much like that group there in the middle for LBFC. Reimers and Skiers, in the same way Muntz was right there with Militar in the 2018 year. Really owning possession for his team. Turnover there, not great. But the ball quickly won back by the Bridge and then stolen away by DC United. And a defensive opportunity is cleared away. Great defense by number 25, Edu Sant'Ana. Corner kick and a set piece. Ball up in the air. Sure, DC United would like to get some offense rolling. James Ellis. A much smaller James Ellis, might I add, against the defender Trimble. Picks up the foul.
Used his body well to hold the guy off, to draw the foul. Although small, did a nice job of getting through that.
And coming back into the game, that looks like a tall and slender Derek Cooke. Coming in for his coach, Jamie Gunderson. Cooke and Gunderson, both CNU products. Gunderson, assistant women's coach. Derek Cooke, defender for the men's team. Maybe just graduated recently. Gamphy now going to grab. He'll let it go into the corner and wins that ball for his keep. Headed away, now off the hands of Ferguson. And stays in possession of Gadet. DC United on. Bang of the drum gets quicker from the defenders of the bridge. Seven, 9:30, add 2 hours. 9:30 local time here in Newport News. Crowd hasn't necessarily thickened as the game has continued, maybe a little bit thinner than when it started. Certainly pleased with the results. Aggressive hand play. James Ellis appreciates the ability to play on. They give it up to Gunbeyi. Gunbeyi shoots and scores! Sebastian Gunbeyi! 4-0 Bridge.
That's a great choice by Ellis. As he drove at the back line, he looked to the right and just laid a beautiful ball with the right weight on it off to the left. Perfect position for an easy finish.
You know, the last time these two teams played, Travis Cooke had 2, Gunbeyi had 1. Not sure who had the 4th, but those 2 guys scored last year. Seems to be the case again this year, except for this case, it is 4-0 in favor of the boys in blue, the men at home. And you're thinking they're hoping to ride this wave of momentum into Saturday's contest against a team that sits just ahead of them. So that ball clips over the goal. And you know what they say, Kevin, when it rains, it pours. Tonight the offense has been pouring.
Bring on the rain. Not literally.
Yeah, if we could hold that off for at least another 15 minutes of contest.
Yeah, I'll rephrase that. Bring on the goals. Saturday.
Absolutely. Ball sent high and wide.
They still have a good bit of time left. It'd be nice to see if Lionsbridge can settle in and build a new rhythm of play and, you know, really engage and involve all the new players that came on. Be good to carry over to the next game to get that rhythm.
Certainly. The game against NC Fusion. NC Fusion coming into tonight just 1 point ahead. And as of Saturday night, 3 big games. LBFC here will be hosting NC Fusion, and the other really big game down in Johnson City, Tennessee, Tri-Cities FC will host Virginia Beach United. Tobacco Road FC and Wake FC will also be playing, but those teams sitting near the bottom of the table almost serve as inconsequential. A bigger game for Wake than it is for Tobacco Road. But if Tobacco Road can pick up a win there, that would squelch really any chance Wake has of moving on. Another chance for Ellis and Gunbeyi. Gunbeyi shoots, save made. Offsides is the call anyway.
Although it ended up offsides, again, Ellis played a really nice ball into the forward. Timed it right, put it in with the right pace. Just a bit offsides, but looks like he's a pretty creative player going forward.
Oh, here goes Ellis again. Ellis has a chance. Ellis cuts up, and Ellis has been making quite the difference here.
Showing a lot of confidence on that run.
Okay, and I think it should also be noted on that with NCFC not playing on Saturday, these games here in Pomoco Stadium and in Johnson City, realistically for first place in the division, as Tri-Cities FC, if they're able to beat Virginia Beach United, they'll hop up to the top spot with 17 points. And if Lionsbridge FC can win against the Fusion, he'll go right into the 2 spot with 16. However, Tri-Cities doesn't win, then LBFC picks up the number 1 spot with 16. There's just a whole lot of shuffling. Seems like every single night, doesn't matter who plays, you go from 1st to 5th in a matter of moments.
Got to embrace that home field and the opportunity to take the lead in the division.
All cleared. 10 minutes to go in the contest. Wouldn't Gunbeyi like to have another goal? Really, I've had to come up with man of the match considerations. Obviously, you have Travis Cooke with the 3, but if I had to put in 3 other guys to vote on, I think I put in James Ellis, who had an assist to Gunbeyi, but in addition, as soon as he came into the game, he was an impact player, and I also think I'd throw in Luke Narker, who had an assist earlier to Travis Cooke, but also had the save of the day almost immediately after.
Yeah, 3 good choices. I think without a doubt, Travis Cooke has got to be the leader in the clubhouse.
I certainly agree with you. Travis Cooke, unless something incredible happens in the next 8 minutes, going to be our man of the match, brought to you by Financial Security Group. You can call 757-643-6200 to meet with Kevin Joyce, located in City Center, Newport News, to protect, save, and grow your financial plan. Another shot on, save made, headed away. Corner kick for the Bridge coming. Financial Security is a proud sponsor of Lionsbridge FC and the on-broadcast man of the match.
Great ball slotted in behind the center back, again with the right pace, the right curl on it to an oncoming Lionsbridge player. Keeper did well. Not sure it was hit to the corner or put away very well, but the keeper held his ground and parried it away.
Here comes James Ellis with the opportunity. James Ellis will settle. The crowd begins to rumble. Those of us who have decided to stay out past curfew settle for a moment. Now there goes a change in pace. Ball up in the air. Here comes a chance. To the outside, ripped in, off the post and towards the end line. Corner kick again. Ball to the outside. Almost too many subs tonight to keep up with here, Kevin. Is number 24 Kristian Javier into the game. Gunbeyi's seen action. Bacon, Ferguson. Thibaut Jacquel even played. I don't know if I mentioned his name. And I'm not sure if Hector Rivera ever did make it into the game. I still haven't seen his lucky number 7.
Javier's had a nice impact on the game. His possession rate's been real high. composed on the ball, plays a good final ball, competes back, defends a bit. I mean, he's been real involved. Looks real comfortable out there.
To the final minutes of the game. Another opportunity. A ripped shot into the Newport News Knight. We've talked enough about it, almost ad nauseum at this point, but one final reminder, this Lionsbridge FC team is calling all defenders of the bridge out to Pomoco Stadium this Saturday night for a matchup against North Carolina Fusion. Gates open at 5, game starts at 7, come early, stay late for fireworks. A night full of fun at the field. Advanced tickets can be purchased online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets. Firework night on Saturday are certainly the busier nights of the summer here at Pomoco. And in the off chance of rain, be sure to follow us on social media for updates. Here comes an opportunity for Lee. Lee gets by the goalie, shoots, and scores! Make it 5!
Yeah, again, Kristian Javier played a nice ball in. Lee took a great touch to get around the goalkeeper, slotted it home to an open net.
That man has a family, James Ellis. Boom, goes the dynamite. I probably could have called Travis Cook's third goal the dagger, but that certainly was it if the other 3 or 4 goals weren't. 5-0 our score.
Certainly could say there's additional nails in the coffin. It's going to be a long ride back to D.C. for the visitors.
Fans going home with crazy bread. Fans going home with chicken. That's 2 games in a row. Let's make it a hat trick on Saturday.
Yep, no shortage of food here at Pomoco for the fans.
From crazy bread to chicken coupons to go home to Vinny's Pizza, the Scottish Pig, to who's left over there?
Kicking It Cafe, looks like,
Cafe.
from a distance.
At everybody.
Rob, the one plus I'm not in the crowd. I really don't need that extra food, you know. My diet wouldn't sustain. So
You're not wrong.
I'll stay in the booth.
So not only did he get a second, he had an assist and a goal in 20 minutes of play. James Ellis really making an impact. I know you kind of nodded me off there just about 10 minutes ago, but James Ellis has come to play.
He's been great. He's been great. I mean, his impact and the amount of minutes he's here, I mean, it'd be hard to argue against. He just looks super comfortable. I mean, everything looks like it's come easy to him.
Place certainly looks like home for him. Free kick coming here. I would imagine short, if any, extra time. And we'll simply wrap it up and send you on your way. Shot in and in the back of the net, so there goes the clean sheet. Unfortunate for the bridge. Not sure who ultimately got their foot on it. But at the end of the day, 5-1, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I think the keeper got screened. It was a pack of not only defenders, but DC United players in the middle of the park, and the ball wasn't even hit with that much pace on it. Just kind of found its way. I think he lost sight of it.
You know, Kevin, before the game started, I was talking to head coach Chris Wally on the field, and I looked at him as he was passing by. We really weren't sure if the game was going to be played at that point. They hadn't made the official decision. Gunbeyi in and stopped. And I looked at Chris Wally as he was walking by. I was like, hey, coach, give me a, I'd say 6-0 score tonight. And he laughed at me. He said, I don't know about all that. I was like, all right, what if you personally just get me one goal? And I don't think he could do that much for me. But he did say 6-0, we'll try. Well, looking at the scoreboard as we come to a close, we did see 6 goals tonight. 5 for the good guys, 1 for the visitors. So we're pushing on my guess of 6. But 5 for the home team those are certainly good numbers.
It's a great night, exciting for the crowd. You know, everybody wants to see goals, and we definitely saw them here in numbers tonight.
So fireworks on a Wednesday, you can come out, and another goal for Lionsbridge FC. 6-1, and what do you say? What do you say, Kevin?
More crazy bread and Chick-fil-A, huh?
Does that mean 2 crazy bread coupons? I'm not sure who had the last goal. And they'll give it to Thibaut. Jacquel will get the final goal, and the official will just call the mercy rule. 90 minutes in completion, 6-1 our score. And I think Wally took that 6-0 score to heart. Just an unfortunate screen there at the end, but I'll take 6-1, right?
Yeah, good display. Good display of attack. I think especially heading into a big game on Saturday, you want to put a lot of balls in the back of the net, get that feel, and carry things forward.
So 6-0 our score. 6-1, our score. Take away Travis Cooke, it's 3-1. But Travis Cooke, the man of the match this evening with the hat trick, not 1, not 2, but 3 goals. Fireworks on the field on a Wednesday. You can come back on Saturday for fireworks post-game, maybe fireworks during the game. Who knows? You can get those tickets online at lionsbridgefc.com/tickets. You can also follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lionsbridge FC. Kevin, as we say goodnight, what are your final thoughts?
Man, a great display of attack tonight, and I think that's what tonight was all about, you know, letting it all hang out in a friendly per se. Certainly the play was intense. Nobody was taking it easy on each other, but Lionsbridge came out. They got the job done, created a lot of chances, put a lot of balls in the back of the net, all good things, and I think that's going to carry to Saturday.
Certainly a friendly for the fans in the stands, and in the friendly confines now that it seems Pomoco Stadium might just be for the end of the season. That's going to do it for all of us here at Pomoco Stadium for the Late Night Lionsbridge Tilt. For Austin Gregory and the production crew, Mike Santamoro, Julian Santamoro on camera, John Rector, and all of our friends at Cox Yourview, Kevin Darcy by my side. I've been Rob Smith saying it's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you the smoothest of sailing. Until next time, 6-1 our final. Good night.